Hello folks, Toaster here again with another replay, this time in the Dickermax. We are on, used to be Mountain Pass, but it's a Mannerheim line now, and we are mid-tier. Let's go ahead and get started. I can talk about the tank. As you see, it is slow, and it is a non-turreted tank destroyer. It has a fairly narrow gun arc as far as I can tell, but it's got 15 degrees of gun depression, and it has absolutely no armor. It does have a decent gun. It's got 300 alpha, which at tier 6 is very punchy, but you're very limited in this thing as to where you can go, and it's one of the few tanks that I actually use a camo net on, just because it is so it's so soft, you know. So if you do not fully aim your shots, though, you miss a lot. And because the traverse is so bad, you're constantly re-aiming shots. So this spot is a pretty good starting spot for a TD because there's really not much else to do. Going to the middle hill where the T25 AT is another spot, but I've found it to be less successful because you have somebody's always in the middle and they're going to spot you as soon as you fire. So I was actually aiming for that light tank, and we missed him. But these guys are far enough away, you notice they're completely out of my view circle, and that AMX-12T is obscured by the hill. So there's really not anything that can spot me, and there's our first kill. So as you can see, the gun it's punchy if you can fully aim it, but I don't know. On most maps, you know, on open maps, it's actually kind of worse because aiming, you're constantly turning to aim at something and then you miss an easy shot because where you were aimed before is where someone pops up, and it just, I don't know, I find it really frustrating. I don't like non-turreted TDs anyway because they're very hard to carry in. They don't have a turret, and in this case, how can it be slow and have no armor? You know, that's what gets me. I didn't buy this thing. I got it in one of the tank rewards that when we had the tankrewards.com. I had to pick between it or some other crappy tanks, and so I chose this. And I didn't sell it because I figured, you know, someday I might want to go up this line and it would be nice to have a crew trainer. But after playing it for 60 or 70 games, I just really dislike it. So the only thing I've got in front of me is a Jagdpanther, and I'm trying to figure at this point out what to do. Look at the heavy corner. There are so many guys on that heavy corner, and I kind of figure that Jagdpanther, if nothing else, he's in a horrible position, but if nothing else, he's going to be a good, he's going to be kind of a meat shield for me, and I'll know once he dies, I'll know that then I've got to start watching that direction. I've never used this spot up here before, but it's powerful. I did not realize how powerful it is because you can shoot down on the heavies without them seeing you, and you've also got a field of vision over to the right side where people are pushing in. So I'm just waiting for my binos to come up. It's 5 to 8. Things aren't looking good. We're really trapped in one corner of the map except for our ELC Biss, which he's very isolated, and he's got an E25 to deal with. Thankfully, he does take out one of the arties, so that's one of the best things that he could have done. So this doesn't have great gun elevation for whatever reason, and you're going to see that in this replay, that there's issue with that. So just like any other gun in World of Tanks, it's got like 0.3 accuracy, but that's just not always enough. But you're almost always going to hit this KV1. So we're trying to decide what to do, and I decide I would like to work down that KV1 and finish him off if I can. because it's 7 to 11, so I'm trying to take guns out here. And so here's that gun depression or gun elevation issue, but we're able to hit the target. The real issue with this map is that it is so easy to defend heavy corner if you have Artie alive, because they're just gonna tear you up as you try and come up that hill. And we get a little bit of a snapshot on that LTG, and so now it's 8 to 12. So we're just waiting for other things to get spotted. I probably have the best view range down towards heavy side. That's because we've got a Hummel here and he's got pretty poor view range. So we're going to use the bushes, or try to, and we're able to successfully do that and hit the E25. I'd like to kill him. He's a bigger threat, but I've got a much easier shot on the T25 too, and we high roll to take him out, so that's fantastic. And the Artie successfully shotguns the E25, which pretty much, I think that probably saved the game. So then our luck runs out, we low roll and leave the LTG on 1 health. I'm all alone here and it's 5-on-1, so there's a possible Caliban-offs on the line here. And I'm not sure why that 12T came up. Maybe he isn't familiar with this tank. I don't know. So I assume that LTG is still around there somewhere. So what I don't want to do is go out in the open, because this tank has 0 armor. And I'm extremely surprised I didn't get lit. So I'm just trying to change positions because they do have an Artie alive, and I'm kind of wondering if that Artie... he does not shoot at me, and so I'm wondering if he is out of range. I'm not familiar with Arties, but I'm assuming lower tier Arties don't have full range across the map. So, although he was last spotted over on the heavy side, so it's hard to say. So another thing is this tank does not carry a lot of ammo. As you can see, I'm down to 2 standard rounds, 6 APCRs, and 2 HE rounds. So it's just kind of a waiting game at this point. Let's go ahead and fast forward just a little bit. And we'll see what happens here. We're in 2 times, now let's go to 4 times. Okay, so we're back to standard, and it looks like this P43 is coming up, and once again my gun elevation issues become a problem. If these guys had all just rushed in together, it would have been fine. And this LTG, I don't think this LTG knows that I've got the gun depression that I've got, so we're able to pick him up, and we take a nice big hit from that P43. And so we're just trying to escape to a different position. And this P43 and Artie is all over me. So we want to be able to spot this guy coming in, because he's a 2-shot for me unless I get lucky and high roll. And so we get the shot and we do high roll. So there's some luck involved in this game. You know, the high rolling the T25-2 and then the P43 BIS. Those are both a little bit lucky. But then again, we low rolled the LTG, and that ended up costing me most of my health. So at this point, it is 2-on-1. They have an Artie and an SU-85. And that Artie has shown that he's willing to fire on me, so not that he wouldn't anyway, but that he's got the range. And suddenly the SU-85 crashes. So my plan now is just to go cap, because there's not that much time left, and this thing, as you can see, is very, very slow. So we have 7 kills, 3,000 damage, and we're just going to pull up in this bush and make sure that that SU-122A has not come around the other side. So you can see my view range is pretty stellar even without my binos up. It's, I don't know, 425 meters, maybe 420 meters. So I'm fairly certain, even on the move, that I will outspot that Artie unless he is in a bush and he's got a camo net. So I hate this tank. I only play it once in a great while, and it's kind of weird that I would win a game like this, but it appears that unless he derps me in the face, we're going to win. And so, Artie being Artie, as you know, there, I just cannot stand Artie, you guys. I mean, I hate the idea of it. I hate it that people play it, and he drowns himself. I mean, I don't know. Wargaming, you guys need to do something about people that drown themselves at the end of games. I don't know if that SU-85 killed himself on purpose or it was an accident. I will never know that. My guess is that he probably crashed on accident, got stuck somewhere and couldn't get out. But at any rate, that's a win. Let's go ahead and take a look at the after action report. Okay, here we are at the after action report. This is my first Ace Tanker in the Dickermax. We ended up with a really cheap Kolobanoff's, a Top Gun, and a high caliber. We did 3,000 damage, which is pretty good in Tier 6 TD. And we ended up with 33,000 credits, and we did almost no assist damage. So I hope you enjoyed the replay. I will be putting up more replays this weekend as I get some good games this weekend, and look forward to seeing you guys on the battlefield. I hope you guys are all going for that Carnarvon Action X, get a free tank, or at least get a huge discount on it. We'll catch you next time.